Hey, look, weather talk is the best talk. Okay, we Brits, we enjoy talking about the weather.
It's the only thing you talk about.
Can we talk about queuing next?
That sounds like fun.
I do enjoy a good queue.
Oh dear, oh dear. The British weather's been so weird though. I think it was a month ago. We were supposed to have thunderstorms, and much like the one I had last Thursday, it was only a couple cracks of thunder or lightning and thunder, and that was it. I was thinking this. Just, where's the actual storm? Give me my fucking storm, you cunt. I'm expecting it to come down properly at some point and just actually give me a heart attack. Wouldn't surprise me.
Be alright. It sets our dog off. That's the only problem.
There are 5 dogs here, and when it happened here on Thursday, all 5 dogs, so 4 dogs went in, but Misty, the Springer Spaniel, she's normally most scared of loud noises, and she did nothing. She just sat there in the rain and was quite happy to.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a fucker for it. I had to go out there and get her, and I didn't really want to run to her to pick her up and do that. She's so annoying. Even though she was scared and stuck to the spot.
It wouldn't surprise me. My dad's Staffy was like that.
I love Staffies.
Yeah, we've had 2, so
we don't have any here. My sister had a pure white one, which was weird. But Misty the Springer, she being the pack leader somewhat, she didn't like him. He was too energetic, so she kept hurting him and drawing blood.
Oh, really?
And even though he's a Staffy, he never fought back. He just loved playing. When my sister's one of the other dogs, my second sister's dog is still here. Siberian Husky had 5 puppies. When they were starting to learn to walk, we brought them into the kitchen, and we put a child gate between the normal dogs, the grown-up dogs, and them, and Spooky. And he jumped over and just laid there while all these puppies attacked him. I loved it. It was adorable.
It must have been cute.
It was so cute. He just rolled over, whereas Misty would have killed them all. She's a bit of a attention-seeking, but you know what she is? She's a Geordie. Vicious. As a Geordie in the chat, I just want to trigger her. But yeah. What was he called? It was her name, Staffy. Butch, and it was the complete opposite. Yeah, it was Butchie, which I thought was a terrible name. Why can't people name their dogs right?
It's really hard to come up with dogs' names because
I was watching TV earlier. Oh, I say watching. My sister turned it on, and there was this animal vet show. And the first thing I saw, and this isn't a joke, I was about to eat something. What was I about to eat? I was about to eat a Scotch egg, and the first thing I saw was a Dalmatian called Pongo, the one from Dalmatians, having his testicles removed, and the testicles were on the fucking screen as the Scotch egg was in my mouth. I almost gagged on that shit. Oh dear. We can't have that. No, we can't have that. Fuck it. So what's been going on, everyone then?
Nothing really.
Nothing.
It's been a very boring week.
Andrew,
You're all
that article you posted on about the beyond pro-choice, the solution to white supremacy is white abortion.
Is that a Poe or not?
I couldn't tell.
Okay, then we're going to pull it up. I'll go and grab the link.
It's on a website. Their Facebook page has 28 likes.
Oh no!
So it's
look and women's.
I had a quick look at the website, and I can't make up my mind whether any of the stuff on there is serious or not.
Right, but Poe's law.
True.
Here we go.
Because as we know, we had what's her face, the Hawaiian professor, or the professor of the University of Hawaii.
I want to check
that was extremely serious in saying that white men should resign. So
I just want to check because there was a Facebook thing on the side, and I was worried that it would actually show details or some shit. There are some very
that make masturbation illegal. That's a
That's
shame.
a
Yeah, I
really
saw
dodgy-
that article on there. There was another
Oh,
one
right,
about
okay, I can screenshot.
women can't be racist apparently either.
Oh, well, hang on. That's out of bullshit when you include intersectional feminism. Right, okay. In a progressive society, it's often white families that stand in the way of equality and justice in countries where white people are more where there are more white people. Sure, I could take that. Yeah, because we don't want those pesky ethnic minorities getting anywhere. Systemic white supremacy depends first and foremost on the white family unit. No, it does not. There's no white supremacy in these countries. The stupid argument presented with these is that they seem to ignore the fact that multiculturalism has failed massively. It just creates racial communities within the wider communities. London's the best example of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Multiculturalism doesn't work. Enforcing integration doesn't work.
Well, I think I was thinking about this the other day. I mean, I don't have a problem with multiculturalism. It's just cultures that don't seem to want to mix. I mean, you know, why do I have a problem with French people moving into my neighborhood? Because they're really nice and they sort of get on with things. You know, that's yeah.
Well, it's like Polish people I worked with. They just wanted to come here and work and live in this country because they love this country, and that's great. It's brilliant. But then you got all these people who come here, and I'm not trying to be one of those anti-migrant, or anti-immigrant, anti-refugee or anything. But you come here because you want to, not because you want to. Oh well, need to. Maybe that'd be better. Wanting to is great, but needing to probably be better, especially if you want to just to mooch off the entire system, which has been shown. There's quite a large percentage of those claiming benefits are people are refugee, migrant, immigrant, one of those or all of them potentially. And what do? They get really nice houses and then they just close themselves off. Well, what's the point of that? Some of them will play the victim. Actually, there was an article I remember seeing in Scotland. I think it was a family that got sent to one of the islands, I believe, and because they were the only one of their race, they felt like the community didn't welcome them properly, or they didn't feel a part of it, and yet they hadn't made any attempt to integrate. They'd not tried to learn, well, I say English, Scottish.
It does kind of work both ways, though. If you want people to welcome you, you have to kind of extend a hand to them.
And I think, drink whiskey, which would easily help them learn Scottish. It is a lot simpler anyway. I see. What else? When white conquerors forcibly penetrated the indigenous egalitarian homeland of the is that what Native Americans tribes were, egalitarian? Really, that's interesting. I need to do some research on that because that doesn't sound right. But sure,
it doesn't sound right to me. Because didn't some of the tribes hated other tribes, didn't they?
Yeah, I don't know enough about Native American history past like movies and rampant alcoholism and casinos.
Oh, I did kind of study a bit of it when I did my GCSE, but that was 20 years ago, 20 plus years ago, so I don't remember.
Yeah, I was doing like Martin Luther King and Soviet Union. That was my history, and I was like, why not do English history? Ours is so much more interesting. Headed by white fathers, submissive white mothers, and most critically, white children with full dominion over the enslaved and oppressed people of color, forced to hold these microfeudals. I can't tell if this is a po now.
Right.
The rest of the art, it's hard to tell. There's just too good.
Oh, if only. Hang on, let's see. Let's have a look.
Whether she's real.
What other articles has this person written?
36.
Christian. Sorry?
36 it looked like. Or it said somewhere at the top. Or maybe that's just all of the Jude articles that they've written.
Yeah. You've written two
never mind, there's 33 likes on Facebook.
This argument, this white family. Okay, so let's pretend it's not a pope for a second. A fascination with the white family unit. What's the fascination? The country was the larger population of white. It's not a fascination with white family unit.
Guess what? It works.
Historical proliferation of white supremacy. Friends.
Yeah. The thing is, you never hear about this in China, do you? Like, there's too many Chinese in China.
It only has to happen in. There was a thing I saw on the Daily Mail today. There were some videos, in fact, of North Koreans beating up North Korean women that they were accusing of their secret special service, whatever agents, beating up these North Korean women to try and get them to confess to having relationships. That's a quote, with Chinese or South Korean men. Can't have that race mixing.
I also shared a link from one of the pride parades that happened in Chicago. That's something that's actual news. People had the Star of David on a pride flag, and they got kicked out. One of the things that I read in a different article was that they said something about that they were a pro-Palestine group. So the Star of David made them feel unsafe.
Chicago Gay Pride Parade expels Star of David. Is this like an anti-Semitic thing, or? Why is?
Well, it's the gay pride movement has been infiltrated by Marxists.
Well, of course.
And
then again, they added race to it, and it was like, why? And if you add religion to it as well, I guess that makes it even worse. Really, you're just adding everything that isn't.
I don't know. It made people feel unsafe.
The title says it itself: Gay Pride March. So why is are you now adding the Star of David to say
because they added the black and brown flag to their brown lines to the flags. I guess we can add whatever the fuck we want, but nope, we can't. They're Jewish.
It's the intersectional flag, isn't it? It's ridiculous. Who's more oppressed? Well, obviously the coloured ones.
Just like how intersectional feminism is destroying. Well, I mean, feminism is already bad to begin with, but it's just not helping them make themselves look good. Intersectional pride. It's just like, God damn it.
I think eventually, you could just sit back and just let this all happen, because eventually it's just going to eat itself, isn't it? It's just going to start attacking itself until it just falls to pieces.
Yeah, I think it will. People can try and fob it off as legitimate, but when they put the Star of David on, say they're going to have to put the religion of peace on there. They're going to have to put any and all other faiths, including hopefully Jedis. We tried to make that a religion here once. I'm sure we can do it again.
It didn't work.
Hey, we can make it happen. Okay, just got to believe.
It won't on the census. I looked into it.
But
it just gets classed as NA. Everything else that isn't like a recognised religion.
Also, at the Toronto Pride Parade, BLM basically infiltrated them and were like, "No cops here." So cops were not allowed to. Who were marching the parade were not allowed to wear their uniforms.
That sounds pointless.
Yeah, well, it's BLM, good old terrorist organization of the state.
Domestic. I've been criticised a few times in comments for that when I've said they're essentially a domestic terrorist group.
They are.
To me, they're not. Show me anything good they're doing that isn't being completely devalued by the actions. People just let them get away with it. They're as bad as people who let do the Islam apologists in our country. They're as bad as them to me.
Yeah,
there are plenty of those fucks.
And then we have By Any Means Necessary, which is also good old California.
California.
Yeah. I can't wait till school starts back up in the fall and I get to watch the world burn some more.
Every day, one day closer to annihilation.
Yeah.
It's very progressive.
Yeah.
Are you still studying? Are you studying something else now? Or are you still studying whatever?
Oh, no, I've been out for 2 years. I'm going to be going back for my graduate degree at some point, but that's going to be all online. This engineering management, no whiff of bullshittery involved, so I don't have to go to campus.
Oh, okay.
Be
Laura
indoctrinated or
Bones in the
anything.
chat's asked, is paganism on the census? I think that's to you, Miss Shade.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it might be, actually. I can't remember. They've got a whole there's a like official website of the census. It's all
Okay,
listed
according
on
to-
there. It was a few years ago.
According to the 2011 UK census, there are roughly 53,172 people who identify as pagan. Which isn't too bad. 11,000 Wiccans, which is horseshit. Fuck all.
Whoa.
I lived with some, and they made me laugh so much with what they believed. Oh, let's dance around the fire naked. That won't burn. Someone turns up with a 1970s bush, comes back bald, and burn marks. Bet you regret that one.
Were the Wiccans the one that was that was trying to cast a spell or something with Trump? Was that them?
Probably.
Yeah, that worked.
I don't know. Might have been them. Or Salem witches, who knows? I don't know. One of the Wiccans I lived with, she had a boyfriend, and she goes to dance around the fire, do these sunset things. She's a Gardenarian or some bollocks. She goes to these orgies, and her boyfriend would then be like, "Get the fuck indoors." And she went to every single one anyway, and he had to stand in the corner and watch. I was like, "You beta fuck."
I think they're called hedge witches, the like naturey ones.
That explained the bush.
Unfortunately, it's something I know too much about.
For
I've
shame.
not dabbled in it, but because I don't believe it, I just find it kind of fascinating.
Off the subject a little bit, I mean, there's another article on that website saying you want to make masturbation illegal for men. How would you enforce that?
I've seen some articles similar to that over the years. One was in
There was the Texas lawmaker, some
there's
bitch
that. There was
that introduced a bill into the legislature, I think, in Texas, because Texas is actually being liberalized a bit because all the people in California are moving to Texas now.
Yeah, that's not going to work for Texans though. The hardcore Texans aren't going to tolerate that for a second.
No,
They'll have to. They'll have to integrate with Texan culture.
Yeah.
There was another article.
Can you imagine? Sorry, I've just got visions of a masturbation raid.
Or use your right or left hand.
Yeah, you've got all the police all in there, like riot gear, bashing in the front door and running up the stairs, smashing in your bathroom.
So
catch you in the act.
And any tissues. There was a it was about a year ago, I think it was. Utah, although the person who covered this for me pronounced it Utah, because I don't know why. That was fucking. He's from the West Country. What's the county called? Wiltshire? No, maybe I don't know. He's from the same place as Sargon's from Swindon. He did this article covering for me. It was like a bill being passed in Utah to ban porn, which was quite amusing to me.
I mean, you had Theresa May over there. Just saying.
Well, they tried to ban porn, and then they listed all the reasons, all of which focused solely on men and testosterone. Then there was also a video I saw not so long ago from from a female YouTuber called The White Rose, where she talks about masturbation. It was quite odd as well, talking about how guys, how disillusioned they get, I guess, when it comes to being intimate with a woman. Whatever. I always thought men were supposed to go on killing sprees if they didn't jack off every so often. What do I know, though?
Yeah. Close enough.
That's why every serial killer is a serial killer.
No
masturbation for you.
I've seen this thing with migrants who come in through Germany, and some of them have said, because obviously masturbating isn't exactly popular apparently within Islam, And these guys have got off their buses and say, "My balls are full of seed. I must empty them into a woman." They learnt English so well to only know that one phrase. That's brilliant. I want to know what classes they were in when they thought this out. Oh, as the talk of
were they
porn
in
and
Germany?
masturbation.
Because that makes sense.
Yeah, this was Germany.
Okay,
Same.
that around New Year's.
Probably. There are a few videos in Germany of people saying, "You will be Islam, your wife, your husband, your children." Let's ignore those and focus solely on the fact these guys only know to say, "I will empty my balls in you." Which is sick.
It's one hell of a chat line, isn't it?
Oh my god! Can you imagine just walking up to someone, eyeing them up, and you see there's some chemistry, and you just go, "Oh, I want to empty my balls in you." Jesus. Oh, I feel dirty saying that. We all know that how you doing line ain't going to cut it when balls involved.
I just want someone to go and try it so I can sit sort of behind them and just watch the fallout.
Oh no, you're gonna that'd be so cringy. But that would be. You'd need popcorn. You'd need popcorn. Oh my god, I wonder how hard, if at all, she'd slap him if it didn't work.
I think it's relative to how attractive the guy is.
Assuming assuming the line had potential to begin with.
You can imagine like just the average, middle-aged bald guy, just going up to a woman doing that, and then you got Brad Pitt. I reckon the reaction would be slightly different.
Well, in the chat, Laura says that would earn a swift punch in the throat because she left a H out because she's a fucking Geordie. You can't spell. I bet, Laura, no joke, I bet if I came up to you and said that, you'd be all over me because you're sick in the head.
Apparently, there's an article on Huffington Post called "My Pussy is Better Than Your Patriarchy."
Is that the... Wait, what?
It's an archive link.
Oh, is this one they pulled? Because someone recently pulled an article off their website. I don't know if it was HuffPost or BuzzFeed.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time HuffPo had to pull something because it was just garbage.
My pussy is better than your patriarchy. The case for cheating back as means towards... There's no... Oh, I'll screen share it, fine. There is no argument for a second to justify cheating on another person. It does not empower anyone. It breaks a relationship.
Yep.
To both people eventually, because you'll get caught and you're fucked, and then you've already hurt the person who has invested their time and, I would say, love, but I'm not sure if they're in love at all, in you. They've emptied their balls in you. I envy sexually uninhibited women, and more specifically women who cheat back. Oh, cheat back. Well, also, I'm not trying to justify it now. I've heard the word back. But I don't understand. If you know the guy you're with cheated on you, do you really think for a second the way to empower yourself is to cheat back? You know that person's weak enough to do it again, so why not leave them?
Well, speaking from experience, my answer was move out and get a divorce. So
yeah, if someone's cheated on you, you know they're going to do it again, or they have the potential to, or more potential to do it. I guess more likely to, yeah, something like that. So cheating on them doesn't cancel it out. It just shows you're just as petty and pathetic.
I think it ends up becoming a big game of like one-upmanship.
There's no winner in this. One of you's going to get an STD and it's all over. Or pregnant.
Yeah.
Be like My Name is Earl when Joy gets pregnant with what Earl thinks to be his child and it comes out black. He's like, oh, fuck. That one mistake. Oh, that's a bad thing, I guess. The cheating part is, the child not so much. I think cheating on a man who cheats on you can be empowering. I think it's retarded. I can actually weaponize an opportunity to cheat back regardless of how much I admired it in other women, which led me to consider as we get older, cheating requires more work. It only does because you look like you passed your best before it. No. It doesn't require more effort. It means you have to be more selective. Maybe pick someone within your age range, or just go for an incredibly young guy who's desperate to lose his virginity or something. Doesn't require effort. And don't forget, women can't rape men, so you just pounce on that dick. I'm done with this. Fuck it. That's cancer. Why do you share this?
Because it appears on the internet.
It's an archive link. What? I think I've only used archives for tweets that end up disappearing. Usually retard tweets or the occasional.
Well, it's useful when you don't want to give money to HuffPo for ad revenue.
Oh yeah, I can imagine they don't deserve money.
No, they don't. They deserve to die. Well, unfortunately, but was it Feminist Frequency or Everyday Feminism? Which of the ones was requesting money like a month ago?
Everyday Feminism.
Yeah, I don't think they died.
I've just finished a video for Thursday from their website. I was like, I'm so happy I got one more in before they eventually go down.
So how much money have they got left to carry on? No, just
I don't know. I'll check the websites. Everyday Feminism.
It says help keep feminism alive. Donate. Okay. So this.
I would assume it's a continual thing right now, because if that's what they need to survive a month and they're not making the money, that's probably what they need. Any money they get is probably going to be on top of their regular, like, running fees. Let's have a look. There's no mention of what they need a month. No mention at all. Just how much you can donate. And I still love the pay gap donation someone tried to do, which is brilliant. Well said. I still think that first article. I can't tell if it's a Poe or not.
Yeah, that's the scary part.
Oh, it's terrible. I feel bad. Like, I need to work it out, but I can't be bothered.
And I shared the implementing feminist theory and engineering a few days ago, I think it was, or earlier last week.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know if I looked at that or not. I really should. I kind of fallen behind on things.
I think a lot of the papers that I requested finally all came in as well, so that was one of them.
Awesome. That's going to be good fun.
It's cancerous.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt of that. But it'll pass time.
Oh, I don't know if you were following the whole Bachelor in Paradise thing. Something about, like, the guy who's basically accused of sexually assaulting one of the other people, but really it was just drunk sex.
That's happened a few times.
He apparently did an interview finally, because the studio cleared him of any wrongdoing. But I forget the name of the girl, but she's still pursuing an investigation despite the fact that she remembers absolutely nothing from the night.
Well, I think her correct name is Dumb Skank. It's happened before, actually. Didn't the university kick a guy off the campus or out of the university altogether because and someone else thought that he was raping her, even though the victim air quotes victim.
Yeah, but even though they were consenting adults.
Yeah.
I can't remember. That's not a unique story, but yeah, it's happened before, where a third party reports something.
Oh, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Universities should not be handling that shit.
Sorry?
Universities should not be dealing with that shit. They should just.
I've had this
discussion. There's a reason we have the police.
Yeah, again, it cropped up in a few streams I've been on last week. This whole argument that somehow university can meddle in criminal affairs, and it's like, no, you have your policies, but once they cross the line to criminal, they're no longer under your jurisdiction. You don't have unique jurisdiction because you're a private entity or because you have privately owned land, and that was where the crime was committed. No, law enforcement supersedes that. Get it through your thick skulls. You don't somehow get to determine whether or not someone gets to continue studying there. No.
Oh my
So,
God.
it doesn't mean...
Somebody just shared a picture on healthcare in Japan. 100% of Japanese have health insurance. Costs are half of what we spend in the U.S. Japanese can choose their own doctors and see them twice as often as Americans. Japanese have the world's longest life expectancy and the second lowest infant mortality. 95% of Japanese healthcare is not for profit. The government sets all fees for medical services and drugs. And what's Japan, like 99% Japanese? And accepts the least amount of immigrants out of like most Asian countries, I think.
Yeah, Japan is not the most welcome. I got criticized for mentioning how racially intolerant Japan is in a video, and asked for proof. And I'm like, okay, then here's the proof. Here's the reaction to meeting anyone from South Korea. Here's the reaction to race mixing, to actual race mixing in other areas.
A lot of a lot of Asian countries like their homogeneity.
Yeah.
And there's a different work ethic in Japan.
Yeah. I mean, it's very people who use other country systems to try and justify why we should have it in our country or your country. They need to understand that they're not the same system.
Keep comparing the U.S. to Sweden, and I'm like, Sweden has like 1/10 or something, or less than 1/10 of the population of the U.S. Fuck off.
It's also, by comparison, it's a tiny country. That's fact. It's just not possible for the U.S. to function the same way. It's like anyone that creates anyone does studies for the U.S. If you do it nationwide, it is still the most inaccurate thing you could ever produce.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to show.
Sweden is 1/30 this population size of the U.S. because the U.S. has 300 million people. Sweden has just under 10 million, or just under 10 million. So,
wow, they've got like we've got 60 something million here. I think 64 or something. Yeah, we've got a big population on a tiny little island.
Pretty dense.
Yeah, this is why when people say, "Oh, we got loads of space to build houses," and I'm like, "No, we fucking don't." Shut up. Thank you.
You're kind of running out of space.
Close your legs. Stop allowing people to empty their balls in your love. But then, even in my country, if you do a study to show some kind of trend or whatever, or to prove some claim, it's not going to be accurate because of the population. The size of the country now plays no part. It's just because the population's too big.
Yeah.
If you want to show something that shows, the idea is supposed to be that you need at least a 1% answer pool to show any kind of thing, but that would mean over 600,000 people. That's not going to happen. It would cost far too much to make. But you get the 1 in 50 stat, 1 in 4 people raped or whatever, 1 in 50 something.
Oh God,
that's supposedly accurate. It's like, no, it's not. Shut up. It's not accurate.
It's fucking dumb.
Dickhead.
Yeah.
All I can confirm is 17 million people want to leave the European Union. Bye-bye. That's not a statistic, that's a fact. Bye-bye. I'm still waiting. In the UK, the DUP has signed a deal with Theresa May to support her.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's cost her, for those 10 seats, it's cost her £1 billion.
Wait, what?
Are you fucking kidding me?
How?
For Northern Ireland, they get £1 billion.
How is that costing her that much?
I honestly
should probably have paid anything in order to stay in power.
She shouldn't have had the fucking election.
Yeah.
Jeremy Corbyn was on the stage at Glastonbury and he gave some speech. He even said in 6 months I'll be Prime Minister, and oh my god. I've watched the whole speech. I used to watch Glastonbury because I always wanted to go when I was younger. Now I don't really give a shit. But I always wanted to go. But I preferred download or reading. It was pretty bad. And I was talking to Satirotician about this on Skype earlier. He messaged and asked me. Hang on, I'll just pull the message up actually because it doesn't matter. He asked me for an opinion on something. Let's see, where is it? Here we go. I was meaning to ask you last night on the stream, actually, what do you think about Jeremy Corbyn appearing at Glastonbury? I simply reply, I thought it was highly amusing and incredibly cringy. He felt that it shouldn't be allowed, and I felt that as Glastonbury is a private business, it doesn't matter. My issue is that this is usually played on the BBC, a supposedly impartial, which is not true, institute that I pay for. He replies with BBC's retarded, and I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, but they get the money, so I'm not big on it. And then there's, what is the point? At what point does a private event become a political rally? And I just, oh dear. He points out that because political rallies need to be transparent and have controls and sources of funding, this was all the perks of a political rally while being privately funded, and it was, and that really that sucked, because he tried to appeal to these young, I'd say privileged middle class kids who are going to Glastonbury when there are many other better.
Probably most of the people there wanted him to hurry off and like fuck off so they could see the next band. Most people are there to see the bands and stuff that are playing, not. I don't
know who was playing. I don't know who was playing that weekend. I saw an article criticizing Ed Sheeran for not playing his instruments, or maybe having a backing track, but I don't know. I stopped watching it a few years ago. I think just after the Rolling Stones played, which was long overdue.
There's just never really enough bands that have played there for me to justify the expense of going.
It's why I prefer to go to Reading, which was always quite good.
I'm not designed for festivals. We went to Sonosphere a few years back.
I went to one once. Yeah.
Yeah, we went because Maiden were headlining. So.
I remember that one.
It was all right, apart from the fact that it started raining early one morning and I had a hissy fit and was like, find a hotel. I don't care how much it costs. I'm not sleeping in a tent in the rain.
You're such a diva.
A little bit, yeah.
I like that.
I don't know if you saw the Supreme Court granted a limited version of the Trump travel ban.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're gonna hear the full case in the fall, but they did allow some stuff to go through. So we'll see what happens with that.
Supreme Court allows limited version of Trump's travel ban to take effect. I wonder if this would be like some kind of racial profiling, or from certain countries, like, I don't know, the countries that even Obama was okay.
Of course, it's kind of hard enough. Any mainstream media will say from 6 mostly Muslim countries, but not the most populous Muslim countries in the world or anything.
Well, hang on, aren't the most populous Muslim countries not even in that little area where these countries?
Yeah. That's the hilarious part. Like, I think Indonesia has.
Indonesia's the highest population, isn't it?
Something like that. There are so many other countries that have more Muslims in them than these countries. Just happens to be in a lot of
Libya, Iran, Somalia, Sudan,
Syria. Majority Muslim.
So Libya, Iran, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, Yemen. I'm surprised Qatar wasn't on the list, since they're having some problems at the moment. And you also know Saudi Arabia is never going to be on this as long as they give us that delightful oil. The ruling that things may change dramatically by then asks the parties to address whether the case would be moot by the time it hears it. The ban is supposed to be a temporary one while the government reviews its vetting procedures. If it's anything like in our country, they need to be better. No offense, but seriously.
I think that ad's telling you to play Jackbox.
Trump's called it a victory on national security. To him, that is a victory, to be honest, because he was just trying to get through something that Obama was also trying to sort out.
Yeah, super technically.
Just a bit more strict.
Iran ban, or Iraq ban. It's the president by law is allowed to fucking do it. Obama signed a fuck ton of executive orders, so it's.
This is the woke teenager. You're woke. You're so free. This beautiful cap you're wearing. Sorry, not cap. Oh, this lovely little scarf that should be around your neck. So woke. Amazing.
Yeah, it's.
I love it. I'm not huge on Trump, but at the same time, at least he's actually doing exactly what he said he'd do.
I mean, if Hillary was in office, I think things would be pretty bad for men right now. Well, then again, if it was a Republican-controlled Congress and Senate, she'd be limited to basically executive orders, as Obama was.
How many times did he abuse his power? Because
he used a lot on immigration stuff.
Sorry?
Obama used his executive order stuff a lot to deal with immigration.
But didn't he got overruled once, didn't he?
I think there were a bunch of like states and federal courts that did stuff.
Well, no, it was. He tried to use a veto once, and he got overturned.
Oh, I don't remember.
I remember one, but it made me laugh because it just showed how weak he was. He'd already lost Congress. I was like, well, you're fucking weak. We must support him because he is a black man.
Oh, it was the 9/11 victims bill.
Oh, no,
that allowed people to actually sue Saudi Arabia.
Oh God, yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was like most. I think that was like most of Congress approved of that, like Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah, that's unsurprising because of the and I don't want to say special relationship, but the super special relationship.
Well, that's just Clinton. I mean, Obama was a Clinton friend, so of course he wouldn't want to do anything to piss off his friend's friend.
Yeah,
and he's a big fan of Twitter too, so he doesn't want to piss off Twitter. Since we all know
everything he does, though, is popular, and it's like you do realize in 8 years he didn't have a single one of economic growth, right?
No, we were not better off.
I know people will now say it's all Bush's fault. It's all Bush's fault. Actually, no, it technically wasn't his fault at all. People just blame him because they think that's where the buck stops.
Yeah.
Still, Obama, you couldn't even make money.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the Senate had voted unanimously for the bill.
Really?
Yeah, which is pretty fucking rare.
I'm not so familiar with how this works. So, a bill goes through Congress, then it has to go through Senate.
I think it can be introduced in either house.
Right.
It just needs to get approved by both. I think. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've done civics.
Does it have to go through both houses, or can it just go through one?
It has to be approved by both.
Right. Oh, that's interesting. That really is.
There's probably an infographic somewhere.
That's okay. I'll look it up some other time.
Yeah, and then the president can either sign the bill or reject the bill. And if he rejects it, he needs a 2/3 override from Congress. And then yeah, we're weird that we elect our president separately, or our
or are they not in the session or anything?
Yeah, it's not if a senator or something becomes president, then they're no longer a senator as well.
Well, that's oddly unsurprising.
You guys have your MPs and stuff.
Yeah, they still retain their seat where they because that's because we don't elect the leader. They elect the leader of their party. We don't vote for that person. It's not a popularity contest.
It's a party contest.
It's a party contest, yes. Which party do we think will anally fuck us less? Or least hard? Deep. Our systems.
So legislation can be introduced by either the House or the Senate.
Right.
So if I think I've had it approved in one, then it goes to the other, and if it's and then it might bounce back and forth between houses and committees and all that fun shit.
So to completely change the subject, what did you think of all the, if any of you saw it, the videos on VidCon? That stuff was brilliant.
At least Nene Sarkeesian finally had questions asked to her that she didn't like.
Oh yeah, but she turned down so many.
Right, because
Oh, wow.
she's a
Didn't
bitch.
answer. There was
Because she can't
Poisoning-
handle people.
No, she can't. She went off script and showed her colours. Poisoning the Well did a live stream from outside with all the shitlords. That was kind of fun.
I saw a few of Dave Collins' videos and the Badgers.
Well,
put some
I'm a
stuff up as
skeptic.
well.
Greg walked over to them and gave him a skeptic clone sticker and said, "You're welcome to the club, boys." That was beautiful. I went online straight away, found his shop, and I was like, buying the sticker. It was like $2 worth it.
That's fucking fantastic.
Stick that on my guitar. It's perfect.
A bunch of the videos from the ICMI, what was that, 2 weeks ago, are starting to pop up on YouTube as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you go to Paul Elam's page.
I'll have to look when I can later.
Well, there was one about the gender health gap. Basically, men across pretty much all age groups die prematurely more often than women, despite the fact that they don't have a ministry dedicated to them, unlike women do. The only category that women die more prematurely than men is breast cancer.
Right.
And then Karen talked about something. I didn't watch the video yet. And I'm trying to remember what else there was. I think there's only like 2 other videos, but I haven't watched any of them, except for the gender health gap.
Right.
Yeah.
All I know with absolute certainty is now that I want to go to VidCon next year because it looks like so much fun.
You just got to fly all the way out to a different country twice because you got to pass through the United States and then you got to enter California.
Yeah, so I've heard, I think it'd been I don't know whether they said it would be next year. If it's in the same place, of course. That doesn't matter. If I can, I can. If I can't, then oh well. I'll just cry.
You'll go cry in your little hole
Pretty much, yeah.
on your couch.
Actually, yeah, I think I might sleep on the couch tonight. It'd be great.
With the dogs.
Be comfy. No. I've been sleeping in an armchair for most of the time, for the last 9 months, I think, because reasons. But I need to use the sofa because I've actually hurt my leg. The other doctors today for about 2 hours this morning because there was a odd feeling like a bruise at the top of my leg, but there's no bruise there. Added to that, there's a swelling in my lower calf, in my calf anyway. They believe it's be deep vein thrombosis, which is a blood clot.
Ow.
That's not good.
Yeah. So tomorrow I'm going to go to the hospital and get my leg scanned. I had an injection in my stomach earlier, which I'd never had done.
Yeah, that'll be heparin. Heparin.
No, it was something else. Ends with AIN. Fuck it, I can't remember the name.
Normally heparin they give you.
No, it was something else, but it ends with the letters ANE. I can't remember the name.
It might be like a warfarin derivative.
It didn't matter. I'd never had an injection in my stomach either. That was weird. I pinched. I paid £8.60 to get stabbed in the stomach. Lovely. Yeah. So while I'm hobbling about a bit, because yesterday evening my leg just felt funny and started feeling weird, so I'm hobbling a little. So I have to get my leg scanned tomorrow to find out, and then get put on blood thinners to fix it. If it is that.
Yeah, I mean, I was on warfarin for 18 months. It's not fun because you have to have regular blood tests.
Yes, well, the sooner this is fixed, the better, because I'm not going to hobble forever. I refuse to be made to walk like a weirdo.
Some of us don't have any choice.
I think I could if I just apply my weight a bit differently. I tried to walk to work earlier, and my body refused to do as it was told. It was just like my right leg was bearing all the weight, which is just stupid. I tried to try and readjust. It just wasn't happening because I was walking down a hill, and my body was like, no, mate, we're just gonna switch it to the other side. So I ended up with like cramping my leg, and I'm like, this is stupid.
No, because all my problems are in my right foot. So I walk more heavily on my left side, and it's caused my pelvis and my hips to tilt.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, you can get lots of problems, so get it sorted out.
Yeah, fix
Yes,
it
well, I
now.
waited 9 months. There was a swelling in my leg 9 months ago, and I just couldn't be bothered to deal with it because of reasons. But I bothered to go today.
Finally.
Yeah, I'm helpful like that. See,
I gotta help my brother move all of his stuff out of his room because he's gonna be moving to Tennessee. So yeah, lifting a bed down a flight of stairs.
I hate as long as there's pizza and beer at the end, it should be fine.
Yeah, well, they already moved a bunch of his stuff already, so it's just a few big pieces of furniture. Then again, the way that the stairs are in my house, it's wildly annoying for bringing stuff up. It goes up half a flight, and then there's a landing, and then it goes up another half a flight, and it's really tiny. So, bringing when I brought a dresser up, it was not fun. We had to tilt it.
We have to empty some of these bedrooms here because we've got to have the ceilings redone. My sister's just put together this wardrobe for our son, and it's massive as we can't get out of the room. So I think it's gonna have to be taken apart to take out of the room. And I would ordinarily be helping tomorrow do this, but obviously I'm going to hospital to get my legs scanned. So I can't help. So I can't help them do shit.
Something that you should have done a while ago, but yeah.
Let's not talk about that. Obviously, I'm not very good at helping myself.
You're not very good at health.
What's health?
What is life?
If they say it is, I just tell them to cut my leg off. It'll solve a lot of problems.
And you'll just regrow it back with the tentacle. That's fine.
Right? That's how it works. We all know this to be true. It's true because I said it is.
Maybe you can put a kilt on it.
Kilts are awesome. No joke, they are actually really good.
Breezy.
Heavy, but yes.
Aren't there like yards and yards of material in a kilt?
I don't know. I never bothered to get a tape measure to it.
I thought they were made of the proper ones are made of masses of material, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they are.
They're heavy.
Still, great for summer. I highly recommend everyone have one.
I'll see if I can get away with it in the office.
You'll get sent home.
But then I can sue for sexual discrimination. Or cultural. I know. I can't.
It would be more cultural discrimination.
What can I use? I've got a bit of Welsh in me, I guess. I don't think that will count.
So when you go past farms,
you're transracial, don't you know? That's a thing now.
When you go past sheep farms, are you ever tempted to jump in there and fuck one of them?
I've only got a very little bit of Welsh in me, so it's more of a passing fancy.
Right? You see the lamb hop pot, you're like, I can stick my dick in that and no one will ever know.
But I'm not going to. So I'm classy.
Yeah, I wouldn't just hop in the field. I'd have to buy them there first.
Okay, fucking hell. Effort.
Did your foot fall asleep?
No, I am tired, but I'm sitting uncomfortably on my leg, kind of leaning. Yes. All that I just said is absolutely true. I was surprised I was even doing this tonight. I thought to myself, with the migraine I've had all day, like last week and the week before and every other bloody week, I thought, maybe I should just take today off. And I was like, fuck it, I'm bored.
Got something better to do with your boring life.
No, I really don't. And that says a lot. Especially if I can't bloody well go and walk to work.
Yeah, that's a problem. It's a problem when you have to walk places.
Well, yeah, I go downtown to do work at least twice a day. It's 45 minutes there and back. I don't like taking public. I can't afford to take public transport. I don't think
I
I'd
live
get
in
a
the middle of nowhere, so walking places is not really an option unless if I'm walking to the Wawa that's right outside the development and pizzeria. Besides that, I'm not walking anywhere because suburbia,
effort.
rural suburbia.
Right.
Like I am surrounded by trees everywhere.
Yeah.
There's no getting away. And farmland. Lots of farms.
I'm the same here, but with ocean. Everywhere.
So you got a water farm for this fish.
Yeah, but as I've said, because excuse me, my bedroom window is on the side of the house. It was an end terrace. I don't get any of the breeze at all ever. But I do get the sun in the evening, which means this room the room in the bedroom anyway during the summer gets incredibly hot, which is very irritating. I can't stand heat anyway, and I'd rather it all just fucked off.
My bedroom window faces southwest, I think, so I get a little bit of sun.
I'd like it all to disappear. I very much like it cold.
I mean, I like it cold. I like winter because things are dead and you don't have to worry about pollen and all that fun stuff. Makes sense.
Everything is dead.
Yep.
Yes. Such a nice way to look at it.
Oh, did you see some of the stuff I shared from the Quiplash game that I was playing before?
Yeah, I saw those pictures. Yes. I was away, I think, during the day, and I came back and saw all of that. That was beautiful.
It's fun playing with people that have the same sense of humor.
It helps. If they don't, it's hard to play games with people who don't understand humor.
Yeah. So what we had done was with the Windows 10 creators update, you can stream stuff through the Xbox Live, and it has less than a 1 second delay, so people can watch that way.
But for anyone,
and then we were all in Discord, so it was all good.
I watched a version of Quiplash once where Tim Blake played, and it was amusing because he never played before and he tried to get involved in it, and it's obviously all shit posting and it's like my one where everyone just made Down syndrome jokes.
Irate Downs.
He couldn't really get it, and he got a fair amount of criticism from people that he knows and likes for it. And I thought, well, maybe you should all play it and see how you get on. Just get all of them, all the brain trust together to play a game of Quiplash. I think it'd be very funny. So let's see. Here we go. The last person you'd want to be on a lifeboat with. Okay. I know one of the two answers would not be Big Red or Anita Sarkeesian. The answers would be Bearing or Bearing. What the Statue of Liberty needs added to her to better represent 21st century America would not be bullshit and a hijab. It would be Bearing's head on a stick or Bearing's head on a stick. It's a clear winner. I should do that as an edition, SJW edition.
I mean, you can, with Quiplash 2 at least, I don't know about Quiplash 1, you can create your own prompts.
Yeah.
So that would be hilarious.
I know that's White Sith Male, he did a version and he got people to submit questions for it. So he did a stream where he put all these questions into it to make the game. And those questions are pretty specific. It's like creating a custom deck on Cards Against Humanity. And that's always a guaranteed laugh when people go nuts on that.
I was playing Poor Choices with some friends on Saturday. It's a rather interesting game.
Oh yeah.
It's apples to apples style. So everybody, you get a prompt or something, and then you have to place a character card as something that you would want that person to be in that situation. And then there's some other cards that modify. Then you swap cards around, and then you modify somebody else's cards with some sort of descriptor to completely fuck up their card. And if they lose, they get a humiliation. So
a humiliation.
In the XXX edition, it could be rather interesting.
Oh God! Yeah, I was just playing Enter the Gungeon all weekend. That's completely different. That's just a video game.
Yeah, video games tend to be different.
I also bought Rocket League because Skeptic Llama told me to. So I used all the last of my money to buy it. I also got the Back to the Future.
Was it on sale list? I hope it was on sale.
Yeah, it was $8.99. So yeah, it was half price, or something, 40% off or something, because of Steam sales, because of the summer sale thing. Back to the Future DLC. So I've got the DeLorean because I was watching Back to the Future during the day, and I was like, I'm getting that, but I have yet to play it because I've been doing other stuff.
Yeah, I've been playing. So a friend of mine wanted me to play Divinity with him, so I was like, sure. So I bought it. It was cheap.
Awesome.
But then I was like, if we want to be dicks with one another, there's this thing called Magicka.
I've heard of Magicka.
It's hilarious. Playing the Magicka drinking game is also recommended. Every time you accidentally kill a party member, take a shot. And it just goes downhill from there.
That just reminds me of playing World of Warcraft and being the biggest cunt I could be.
That was the whole point of playing WoW, though.
Yeah, that's true. My main character was an undead warrior, but if I wanted to be an absolute cunt, I'd go to my backup, which was a arcane mage, and I would just be the biggest cunt on the planet.
I think everyone who played had an account that they did that with.
I think I used to run around and I used to spam, you get to be a penguin, you get to be a penguin, everyone gets to be penguins, and everyone becomes penguins because I start shooting a spell at them. I turned them all into penguins, which took forever to get that spell because you had to get from Dalaran, and you had to get lots and lots of money.
I mean,
but it's worth it, though.
I mean, that's more interesting than Spreadsheet Simulator, at least. And by Spreadsheet Simulator, I mean EVE Online.
Oh, God, yeah. I tried, like, when I lived in Bristol, loads of my mates played EVE, and they were like, give it a go, and I'm like, okay, right, I gave in, I downloaded it, I set up the account, and it's the most tedious game I've ever tried playing in my entire life.
Also, a Spreadsheet Simulator.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't get the fascination with it.
I don't know what you're talking about now.
Do you not know what EVE is?
No, I don't know.
How to explain EVE?
Well, apparently you've already done it.
It's basically a lot of it comes down to just people managing trades and production stuff in the online universe that you pay monthly for. Right.
Boring.
Yeah.
I would much rather go out and try hitting on a girl with the line, "I want to fill you up, empty my balls in your love."
Just you saying that with that accent makes it golden.
That is my. Most of my family have that accent. So I can. I've learnt it from them. It's not something I can maintain though. I want to see if it works now.
I mean, you could try.
I could do a Twitter poll and ask people on Twitter if it would work, and do it as a video. Do a video and then do it as a poll if I can, so people get to hear the question spoken like that, and then find out if it worked or not. I think we both know it's a yes.
I was just about to say, I think most people would probably say yes.
I don't think most people would have had to respond except yes.
Oh dear. Oh, I bloody knew Miss Steam would say yes in the chat as well. Oh dear, Okay. Right. If it's okay with you guys, I want to end this because I need to rest.
You need to sleep.
Well, That and elevate my leg, which would be nice.
Oh, yeah, so you don't die.
So I don't die, yes. Yeah, I'm doing that. Fuck it.